there, Whimsy fans! We wanted to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout-out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel, @ChasingTheWhimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Whimsy with a Z. I'm your host, Ben. I think we're October. We're the second week. So that only means it could be Dean. How you doing, Dean?
I'm good.
Good. All right. So, I'm trying to think. All right. So this is easy month. I kind of just want to just check in to see how everybody is doing, get some of your feedback. Get some feedback of what you think we should do moving forward. Let's start it off a little easy. It's October. It's Halloween month. Are you excited for Halloween?
Yeah.
Do you still go out and dress up, trick or treat?
I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to do it this year. I don't know why, but I still don't have a costume yet, so I mean, probably not.
Did you go out last year?
Yeah.
Why are you hesitant about going out this year?
I don't know. It's just like I don't want to be honest.
Not very. Do you have a nice neighborhood where, like my house right now, I don't hand out candy because maybe 12 kids stop by throughout the whole night. Do you have a nice active neighborhood and community where you guys all go out and trick or treat?
My neighborhood has a lot of kids, but there's I feel like every single year there's less and less people handing out candy. Usually, I guess in my area, we go to a more active neighborhood, and there's people that come from different neighborhoods to ours. But other than that, I mean, our neighborhood is pretty dry, lights off and dark and stuff. Yeah.
Well, that does make it kind of difficult for sure. If it was I have a friend who her entire block, there's 12 houses involved where they all just decorate and they all come out and hang out and interact with each other. So it's a little bit more inviting. Mm-hmm. So definitely I see where that would be a little discouraging for going out. Yeah. What did you dress up as last year?
It wasn't based on a thing, but I guess in better terms, it was a knockoff ghost face.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Let's see. Do you think you're done trick-or-treating?
I think it's funner with friends. So, I mean, in the future, I might, I probably still will. But this year, all my friends are going to, different places for Halloween. So it's not going to be, as eventful and fun.
What kind of places are they going?
I have no idea. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, just to Texas, Arizona for their family and stuff like that for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you do haunted houses?
I've done a couple. Yeah, not recently though.
Do you like them though? You like getting scared?
Yeah, my first Halloween or haunted house was in 3rd grade, and it was really bad. Like I started crying because there's like one corner there's like flashing lights and this I guess like mother holding like a baby, like a bloody baby, and then like, I get jump scared the next. It's chaos.
Yeah. How is school going? You're still doing it all online?
Yeah.
You enjoying it still?
Yeah.
How are the grades doing? Good?
I have all A's and 1 C.
What's the C in?
Algebra.
You're not big on the maths?
Yeah, the grading system is complicated. That's what's like kind of throwing me down.
Okay. What are some of your impressions of the podcast? If this is your 4th month, what are some of the things you think about when thinking about the podcast? Do you enjoy doing the podcast?
I do. I look forward to it like every month, to catch up and also to hear like what the other people have to say and like I guess their lives and what they've been up to.
Mm-hmm. Are you feeling more comfortable with each month?
Yep. Looking back at my other ones, I feel like I gave like I blanked out a lot and had to like think, I guess, about my answers. But no, I'm like, I guess, being more honest and truthful and more comfortable. Yeah.
Maybe 2-part question. Do you like re-listening to yourself?
Absolutely not.
Most people don't. So that's normal. It is interesting that you picked up on some of your answers being, because I know you commented last month on it that you felt that your answers were maybe a little bit dry or weren't as lengthy. But I think you've been doing fantastic for the 3 months. It is interesting though to see how everybody's comfort level kind of changes each month, right? Like obviously Pinky has been like wide open the whole time, but you're getting there. We're getting there. Do you think moving forward you're going to be okay? You said just now that you're getting more comfortable and you think you can be more honest. Is it that you weren't honest before, or is it you were scared of being honest?
Scared of being honest. I don't know what. I mean, it's like a new experience for honestly all of us. So I guess we just wanted to make like a good first impression. No,
absolutely, that's fair. Right, because we don't know what this podcast was going to be, so you're like, well, I don't want to get all crazy and kind of derail whatever we were doing in the beginning. But I think the show itself is developing into something fairly interesting, and I'm enjoying it. Did you listen? So have you caught up and listened to everybody's or most of everybody's?
I have. I think to get it like done, I think I have like 10 to 5 minutes left on each person, okay. But I got, I guess, most of it. Yeah.
What did you think of Pinky's Unplugged episode?
Was it the hour-long one, right?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it was a good episode to listen to. It was interesting. It was honest. Looked like the heavier topics too. They, but like still kept it like fun and like kind of light.
Yeah. Would you be interested in doing an unplugged type episode?
Yeah.
Do you think you're ready for it now, or is it more like eventually I would be ready for one?
Eventually. I mean, now. All of us have been like through like different things. But for me, it's like kind of hard to, I guess, like word it in like a short and sweet answer. So I think I need time to like I guess think of what I'm gonna say for like like if you ask me like I don't know, just a question, and I like take like freaking 20 minutes to like answer. I just need to like get down to the base. I think if that makes sense.
Because I'd never know. Because like with Pinkies, I had a general idea of where I wanted to go, and it kind of like just evolved. So, and I don't know where I would go with you yet. Does it make you nervous to think I might go into somewhere that you're not like? Okay, hold on. Let's rephrase that. Somehow I tend to have like a deeper insight to you than you might be aware of. So does it make you nervous that if we did an unplugged episode, I might get into an area where you're like, why does he know this? And I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Yeah. I'm nervous.
All right. And it is structured differently. Those unplugged. It was the first one. I think Alice wants to do one next. Mark said he would do one. So I don't know. I think they're interesting episodes because it does kind of lend us to, like, you get to see a different side of yourself or the others outside of this kind of like a little bit more structured format. So I will keep that in mind. I don't have any idea when. Well, one, you let me know when you think you're ready. To do like a quote unquote unplugged episode. Okay. Or if I think we ever tackle a topic or a situation, I might throw it out to you and be like, would you be willing to talk about this a little bit more?
All right.
Okay, so we did talk about school a little bit. I'm kind of all over the place, sorry.
Sorry.
Do you have a homecoming?
That's kind of what makes me mad. No, there's no homecoming. I keep seeing on Instagram the stories of like my friends going to homecoming, and it makes me like really jealous and mad that I didn't get to, I guess, experience it.
Okay, so your friends that go to physical school, they're doing the homecoming thing, and because you're online, they don't have.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody invite you to go to theirs?
No.
You couldn't invite yourself? No. Would you have ever? Did they ever cross your mind, or did you drop little hints that you wanted to go to theirs? So little Jimmy was going, and you're like, "Hey, Jimmy, I'd go with you."
Many times, yeah.
They just didn't pick up on it.
No.
Kids suck.
Yeah.
Are there there are going to be other social events that come up? Does your school have a prom of any kind?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know much about my schedule.
Okay.
I just go as the day seems. Like when I log in, I just see like what I have today. Also, I feel like they're like really bad at I guess with like announcements and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a homeroom, and literally all we do is like I swear for like the past month we've been working on testing, and like I guess focusing on like the newer kids. And I mean, occasionally, yeah, I do get emails about like social events, but I don't really check my email that much. But I know for a fact that there's going to be more social events as the year goes on.
With the disappointment of not having a homecoming, are you going to be a little bit more vigilant about checking some of those emails? Or is it? Do you find a problem going to some of those social events because you don't have you have your friends at online, but they're not the same physical friends that you would have at the homecoming, right?
Yeah.
Does it make you nervous thinking that you would participate in an your online school gathering and not knowing any of those people, even though you're friends with them via the text and the messaging?
Yeah. With my school, it's I don't know, like statewide. So like literally anybody that lives in the state is like, I guess not allowed, but I mean I guess can like participate and like go to school and go to the events, I guess, in their designated area.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I don't really know if there's like different like other classes. Like I know that in my schedule I don't have like biology, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know my homeroom teacher is a biology teacher, so I'm assuming there's like lots more of like freshman classes. So I'm kind of I guess hesitant to go to, just because there's going to be like a lot of new faces that I haven't like seen or recognized.
Right.
Yeah, and also it's going to be harder too because like literally nobody's on camera. So like if you see them at an event, you wouldn't really like, I guess, know the person unless you're friends with them.
Right. So you go and you're like, I'm Dean, and they're like, Dean who? And you're like, I'm the one that. Okay.
Right.
Have you reached out to any of these friends to try and meet up outside of school? Just like, hey, what are you doing Friday night? You want to meet up for pizza and a movie or whatever? Just like a small gathering. Like, do you have a group chat?
No. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I'm not like trying to be like mean, but I don't really like most of the people at my school.
Okay.
So I just sticking to like more of like the people that I actually like went to middle school with.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know freshmen typically don't. I mean, I guess you guys have. I don't know if freshmen have a prom. Do you guys have proms for freshmen? Not necessarily you, but like your friends at the other school.
I have no idea.
I don't know either, because I know there's a couple of different dances, but I know homecoming's the big one, and obviously prom is a big one. But I don't know if freshmen experience it. With you missing out on some of those milestone events like homecoming, do you think next year that will play a factor in whether or not you want to go to the physical school versus online?
I don't know. Wait. Like the events would like determine whether I go to physical school?
Yeah, like the social aspect that you're lacking, that you're slightly jealous of. Will those things come into play next year when you're like, I don't want to miss out on another homecoming. I don't want to miss out on a prom or bake sale or a spirit week. I don't want to miss out on those things.
Yeah.
Have you thought about going into a physical school next year? Or like, has that even crossed your mind yet?
Yeah. So for my freshman year, I was kind of offered to go to either a public like physical school or online. The one that I wanted to go to is like kind of far from where I live, and that was kind of like one of like the, I guess, takeaways, because I mean, my dad wakes up at 7 a.m., has to be at work by 8. My school at that school they start like at 8:30, 8:15.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like kind of like one of the takeaways from going. But I do plan, hopefully, next year I can go to that school, because I mean I do miss my friends and like seeing them every day.
Right.
And online school definitely hasn't helped with that, but Yeah.
Do you meet up with your friends during the week or on the weekends?
I mean, not every weekend, but I do try to like make plans. But it's kind of harder too because so most of my, well, not most, but some of my friends moved to like I guess further places. Others have like a tight schedule and
Right.
Can't meet up.
We got the holidays coming up. Are you excited for the holidays?
Very.
Which ones? Are you a big fan of Christmas?
Yeah, I am.
Is it the best holiday of the year?
Yeah, just because it's like my favorite time of the year where it's like cold.
Yes. So next month for November, I have two different ideas, and I'm asking everybody. Okay, so there's two ideas. We will do both of them.
Okay.
But we're going to do one for November. Would you want to talk to a different Z kid, similar to how Pinky and Danielle talk? Or would you want to do a month of you asking me questions?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I'm kind of like, probably talking to like another kid because like, honestly, if I would like ask you questions, I feel like I would have like to prepare a lot and like write down the questions that I would want to ask because I can't really think of questions to ask on the spot. But yeah.
You just don't want to do the homework?
It's not that. It's just I guess just planning and I guess
Okay.
what to say.
All right. So there's 5 of you, so it gets a little bit weird trying to figure out who would talk to who. Someone's gonna. So let me see, because I don't want to ask you, because then I would pair that person with you. It was like, who do you not want to be on the way? Let's see. Okay, so next month, what we're going to try and do is coordinate you. So I'll intro the show, but you and somebody else will just talk and just hang out for like 20, 30 minutes and, let you guys just, I'll figure out some kind of structure so that way the conversation keeps going. But does it make you nervous thinking the idea that you might talk to like an Alice or a Mark or a Pinky?
I guess I'm like not nervous. I guess it's more of like, I don't know what's like the word for it. I'm kind of like excited and like eager.
Ooh, okay. I would not have expected eager from you 2 months ago. 2 months ago, you'd be like, no more. All right. Well, then we will definitely plan to do that next month.
All right.
Okay. Next question is, would you? Okay, I want to do so for December. We'll record sometime in November, but for the December episodes, I'd like to bring on parents and family, and I would talk to them. Would you be okay if your mom or dad came and talked to me for a little bit about the Whimsy with the Z experience 6 months in?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Does it make you nervous?
I mean, I know my parents listen to me and my sister's podcasts, but I haven't really heard like what they think about it, except for the first one that we ever did.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm kind of like curious about both they'll say when the time comes. But yeah.
Have you not asked them for feedback after like every month? You've never asked for feedback about what they thought?
No, I just like leave it as it is. Like if they bring it up, then like sure, I'll be interested. But like, I don't want that like conversation. And I don't know.
You don't want to come across as too needy. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm already like that.
Dude, I'm like that all the time. I finish every episode. Like episode's Friday drop, and I'm like, Mom, what do you think? And she's like, calm down, buddy. She's like, I'm working.
Right.
And then there's a couple of people I'm like, what do you guys think? And they're like, give me a chance. Like, I'm sending 3 hours worth of podcasts to them every week. And I'm like, what do you want? Okay. Who would you prefer, mom or dad?
Oh boy. Okay. I think my mom is like, I guess, more active when it comes to Chasing the Whimsy with the Z. I know that my dad listened to them, but I feel like whenever he figured out, he just listened to it because my mom told him to. It's not like he doesn't have any interest, but I just feel like he doesn't like, I guess, care to I guess give his opinion. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm thinking. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Will you ask your mom and dad if they would come on?
My mom would probably come on.
Okay. But will you ask her and throw out the invite that says Ben would like to talk with you guys sometime next month for an episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to force my dad to because I feel like that would be interesting. So yeah,
it would. I think that would be interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like I said, this one's gonna be pretty kind of like nice and easy. And what's nice is if it gives, we'll do them sometime in November, and then it gives everybody the month of December off. You got the holidays coming. You got the cold. You're gonna be hanging out with friends. You got the holidays, Christmas parties, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But then I can take those parent discussions and I can put them out in December and kind of just give everybody a break for the month instead of trying to track everybody down, right before Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think so in theory, you would technically like your dad more, but mom is probably more likely.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll just reach out to him and be like, you need to be on this thing. Do you think they'll be nervous being on a podcast?
My mom probably not. But my dad probably. Yeah, my dad probably will be nervous.
Okay, so we're almost done. We're just checking in, see how everything is doing. Grades are looking good. A little bit upset that we didn't go to a homecoming. If you did go to a homecoming, would you have danced? Are you a dancer?
Absolutely not.
So you would just hang out and off to the side like all the other boys while all the girls are dancing?
Most of my friends aren't dancers either. Yeah.
Did you ever go to junior high? Did you ever go to like a junior high dance?
Is that like for middle school?
Yeah.
It wasn't called like junior high, I guess, but there was like a couple dances in middle school, but that I did go to. But
okay.
Them were like really bad.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they were all bad. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So last month, right? We did the questions, and after your episodes, Alice and hold on, I'm trying to remember what my timeline looks like. Okay, somehow Pinky and Alice I allowed them the opportunity to ask me a question, similar to the ones that I asked you last week or last month.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not ask you because you had already recorded by then. So I owe you one question that you can ask me of anything, whether they were last month's questions or one that you can think of now. Sorry to put you on the spot.
Hi. Yeah, I would have to do some thinking. I want to ask a really good question.
You can take a second. I'll cut all this out.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like, I'm so shitty. Like a couple of minutes ago, you were like, "Yeah, I felt like some of my questions," and you're like, "I do it unplugged, but I don't want to like, drag it out for so long." And now I'm just like, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on the spot." But I'll cut this down. So, however long, if you have one, or if you want to keep it in your pocket and redeem it next month, I can do that too. No, because I'm not on next month.
Huh?
I'm not going to be with you next month. You're going to be talking to somebody else.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh.
Oh, man, I'm just adding more pressure to you. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Okay. Okay. I guess. Okay, yeah. My mom and dad tell me a lot about their high school life and all the bad things that they've done and stuff like that. So I guess I'm curious, how was your high school life like?
Okay. Freshman year, I had the same friends I had from the year before in middle school or junior high. Mm-hmm. So I carried them all over my freshman year. We stayed pretty much together, right? Because we were small fish in a bigger pond, so there was safety in numbers. Pretty much stayed under the radar, very quiet, but still interacting, hanging out with friends and everything else. Sophomore year, we start to expand a little bit, right? We got well, they did. They had boyfriends, girlfriends. They're starting to drive. I didn't drive. I had one friend. I had to check the dates. I think it was his sophomore year, but it might have been his junior. He had a baby. So like I have to find a new best friend because he's got to take care of a baby now. A little bit more open, kind of reaching out to different types of people, expanding my friend group a little bit. Mostly junior, sophomore year, or sorry, freshman, sophomore year. Very under the radar. I didn't want anybody noticing me. Grades were all over the place. I don't remember half of those classes or what was going on. I attempted to try to go out for football, but then I was like, never mind, I don't want to do any of that. Junior year, so the summer going into my junior year, I'm pretty sure maybe I started to, I found a job. So I was making some money. And now I'm meshing two different cliques together, right? So you have the OG friends and now some of the new friends, like the work friends. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of like meshing cliques together a little bit. And then they're finding new cliques. So some of the friends, the OG friends, they were kind of off doing their own thing. Uh-huh. But junior year is where I think I blossomed. I was way. I don't know what it was. I was just whether it was the work, and then I started hanging out with more girls. I'm pretty sure I had a girlfriend. Yes, I had a girlfriend. So it was like being able to hang out with them a little bit more. And then I was older, so I'd be able to stay out later, and then I would sneak out sometimes. And it was just my junior year was my favorite year. I did ditch a lot after lunch, go to a friend's house and just hang out, fall asleep, take a nap. There was, and it was weird, is the high school drama that happens, like no, like I don't know, they can't teach it to you or prepare you really for it until you actually get into it. But now it's like the boyfriend girlfriend, because you have like the breakups and then they get back togethers thing, right? Then like the jealousy rolls around. It's like, who you talking to? You can't talk to him. And I'm like all in hindsight, you're like, it's the dumbest thing in the world. We did get into, that's where I got into the most trouble. I did get caught for shoplifting at a department store. I did. What else did I do? I was a little bit more reckless, jumping off roofs. Friend had a car, so technically at one point it wasn't on a big street. It was on a side street next to a Denny's. But I did get pulled over riding on the hood of his car. But a lot more shenanigans going on my junior year. We did party more. I stayed away from like the drug stuff. Like I didn't do any hard drugs, but I still partied. Wink. And so that was interesting. Senior year, some friends left, graduated. Whatever dramas, I lost a couple of other friends. A couple of friends moved away. But I started focusing a lot of time in a bowling alley. And from there, so the bowling alley would be like 2000, 2001. And I would spend the next like 9 years basically living in that place. I'd get a job there eventually, fired and rehired a couple of times. No driver's license all through high school. I didn't get it until I was 26. I did work quite a bit. I worked fast food, a pizza place. I found a couple of like odd jobs doing like janitorial work. I did a day worth of landscaping, and that was a miserable mess. I think I did most of it was mostly my junior year, where if you were going to take all the stereotypical high school stuff, I would have done most of them. Probably more on the tame side, but I did most of the high school experience that junior year. It was a lot of fun, though. I do look back at junior year as probably my favorite year of high school. What kind of trouble did your parents get in? What kind of like? I hold back a little bit because I don't want to give anybody any ideas, and I don't want to glorify it. But as a teenager, it's weird because like my son is 14, and the idea of I don't want him to drink and smoke and do juvenile things, but the reality is that at some point he's going to do something juvenile. So it's interesting to think oh, you guys are all good kids, but I don't know. I'm sure there's a handful of things that you guys don't share with me yet. But it's interesting. It's weird. Didn't your parents meet in high school?
Yep.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
See, they have I would love to talk to them because they have probably a very unique high school experience.
Very. Yep.
Did they ever share the wild things that they used to do? Or were they kind of like real cagey like I've been?
Like in high school or like now?
In their experiences of high school.
Oh. Yeah, they're open. Wait, yeah. Yeah. They're
So did they smoke in high school?
yeah.
Okay. I didn't smoke until just after high school, I think. Yeah, it is interesting.
Very.
It's like I want some one of those things where it's like you tell me you did it and I'll tell you my similar story. I just feel I'll be and again, like it's not secrecy to be secret, like I'm embarrassed of it, you know. Definitely in an unplugged, I'll be obviously a little bit more open about it. Yeah, I bleached my hair my junior year, and it came out bright orange. I started getting into like piercings, so I started piercing my ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you skip forward a bunch, and then that whole thing became piercing became a whole thing in my 20s. It's fun times, man. Are you living up to the high school experience that you wanted right now? Or is it a little bit slow going?
It's a little slow going. Yeah.
Anything in particular you want to know if I did in high school?
No. I don't wanna ask that. Never mind. I won't ask that.
I'll answer.
No.
Let's see. I did summer school going into my senior year, in which I wasn't feeling well, at which the summer school nurse was like, have a good weekend. Don't drink so much. So it was one of those like, oh, man. And it's so stupid. Like as a kid, you're like, nobody knows that we're doing these things. And all the adults are like, I know that he's doing stuff. Whatever. Yeah. Do your parents, do they talk about high school at all? Like when they reminisce about the old times, do they talk about high school a lot or more like after high school?
My mom talks a lot about like high school, like daily, like literally like almost every single day. It's kind of entertaining because it's like I feel like I know all of it, but like the next day it's something that completely like shocks me, and, you know, because I mean my parents now, like from at least what I've heard, they're like completely different now than what they were in high school, and it's kind of like shocking that they did the things that they did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, your brain's barely developed when you're in high school.
Right.
And then you got hormones and everything else going on, peer pressure in life. Like, yeah, you're like, if you're a complete mess or you feel like you're a complete mess, that's par for the course. Like that's what it is to be in high school, is to be like, I have no idea what I'm doing and I don't know, but you do it anyway. Is there any like wild stories that your parents have shared that you won't admit to them, but you think of like, I can't wait until that happens, or I would be willing to do or try that?
Like drugs and like
anything. They go out of town and you throw a house party. Like, is there anything that you almost want to try, even though you're like, probably not the best idea, but I think it would be cool to have experienced
Yep.
throwing the house party.
Yep.
You have a couple of those?
Yep.
Oh, that's exciting. 1, be safe. 2, don't let it become a problem.
Uh-huh.
But, you're teenagers, so obviously you guys are going to do teenagery things. I don't want to stop it, but I definitely want to make sure you guys do it safely. Because, like, my son I told him, I'm like, you're going to try a cigarette or a vape. And he's like, absolutely not, never. I'm like, somewhere, like he wrestles, so he's got like that camaraderie, the after wrestling parties and all those things. And I'm like, at some point, somewhere, someone's going to ask you to try something. And he's like, I'll never do it. And I said, obviously, I don't want you to, but the reality is that he might try a sip of beer at one point. Mm-hmm. Not going to get mad as long as it doesn't, become a problem. He doesn't drive home. So it's like one of those type of things, right?
Yeah.
Maybe controversial. I say experience it, but be as smart as you can with it. And obviously, if you don't know what smart is, ask your parents to be like, I'm going to go to a party. There's probably going to be alcohol there. What do I do? Would you do that? Like, if you were invited to next year's homecoming, and then there's the after party, do you tell your parents you're going to the after party? Or you're just general, we'll be home late?
Probably will be home late.
All right. Hey, I like it. That's fun. Dean, you were fantastic, man. Like, your confidence in your answers this month, today, fantastic. You're definitely opening up and a little bit more candid, and it definitely comes out today. So I appreciate you listening to everybody else's and kind of just getting a feel for where everybody else is at. Mm-hmm. And then was it hard for you to kind of self-reflect on your episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I listened to some of my other episodes. Like, I don't know how many episodes of my podcast I've done strictly for like apologies. Like, I know a couple earlies. I know episode 6. There's a couple other ones in like the 20s and 30s where I just I'm like, I was a little bit too hard about this situation and I was wrong. So it's kind of weird to be able to, it's growth. I mean, do you feel better this week than you did previously?
Yep, absolutely.
Very good. It's a win. It's personal growth is sometimes hard to chew, but ultimately I think it's for the better. So I appreciate you, Dean. I don't know who you're going to talk to next month, but I will find somebody and we'll work out the details of that. I got nothing else. You have anything for me?
No.
All right. Well, Dean, you were fantastic. This was a really good episode. You definitely no longer seem as worried, and you're growing. I like it. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you can see it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of the evening, and we'll get with you a couple weeks and figure out who you're going to talk to next.
Okay.
Whimsy.